It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day and day one on the Coral Reef 2.0. This is the side garden, and we are not trying to recreate the coral reef over here. This is a completely different exposure, different microclimate. We're going to be adding elements, of course, rocks and plants that you will see around the corner in the reef, but this is going to be a very different vibe, a very different story. And you know, why am I not telling you what the vibe or story is? Because I don't know. I don't know until it starts to take shape. That's the fun of what we do, right? So what do we have to work with here? We've got these gorgeous milii that I just laced out. I may be taking some of these milii cuttings and popping them in. I just am not sure yet what
show people how you lace?
What I want to do. Well, you know, basically I just took cuts from within. You know, I went all the way to the as far as I could go with the branches to the trunks, and I used loppers to do this. And I just wanted to open them up. So you don't cut from the top this way. You don't try to size things by bringing the height down, because that's just going to force branching from right beneath the cut. And I don't want that. I want them to be longer and leggier. So my cuts are from the inside and deep against the trunk. So exactly what's happening up here, you see we've got some Senecio serpens. I really like the blue of that against the color of these walls, which were just all re-stuccoed and repainted. Everything is ready for us. There's a loquat and a bunch of trees in here. We replanted one of the Dazzlerian longissimums that was in the front. And we've got a Kalanchoe bayerensis. I'm not sure if that's where that plant is going to stay, because it does have the potential to get quite large. Our boulder selection is, you know, pretty much the same suspects. We've got Baja Cresta, we've got onyx, we've got honey quartz, and we've got a new one called Jasper Purple. Now, this excited me no end, because the only time I've ever seen Jasper Purple was at a rock yard called Carlson's up in Thousand Oaks. So, be still my heart, I had to pull some of that in. So,
what's your goal for today?
The goal for today is to move all the boulders around and get them staged where we want them. Greg is off getting a yard of soil, so getting our mounding in place. This is a bit of a down slope, so I want to be sensitive to that when I'm mounding. And of course, keep all the mounds away from the foundations and off of the sidewalk. And to get all of the plants sunk. Then tomorrow will be irrigation and top dressing and finish work, as well as a couple of other projects that Michael has for us around the property. So it's going to be a very, very busy day, and I'm excited for you to see how this transforms into something else. So this is our client's collection of South African falcata, Crassula falcata, or propeller plant, and it is a fantastic plant to work with as a cutting. I have not had issues with it, having any problems with it any time of the year. So rather than try to plant out these run-amucky, hot mess, I mean, look at this. This is what bugs me about this plant when it's left untended. So the idea is, when it starts to get run-amucky like that, cut off the pretty top parts like you see Cullen doing, and just stick them in the ground like candles in a birthday cake, in any configuration that floats your boat. This is another example of when your succulent stands up, you have done your job. So we're going to be working with these falcatas as cuttings throughout this upper space amongst the Senecios, the Portulacaria minimas, and the Euphorbia milii. Okay, it is the end of day one, and we have achieved my objective, which was to get the planting done. So what a transformation we have for you to behold today. Up in the top section, I laced out the milii and we plugged in pieces of the Crassula falcata propeller plant as cuttings. We've got Portulacaria minima, which will spill over the wall in time. The Senecio repens, which I don't usually use, but he had some in here and he really likes it.
That's the blue.
Yeah, that's the blue stuff. And, you know, with annual maintenance, I'm sure I can manage it. We also threw in some Fred Ives and some other Graptosedums and some variegated Crassula. I'm trying to see what else. I'm pretty sure that's it. But wow, you know, just so pretty. Then he had some big Crassula specimens in the backyard that we actually dug out of the ground to stage as showpieces. So we have 3 of those in this lower garden. It is a couple of microclimates, well, actually a couple of exposures here. This is pretty much full sun from noon on in the summertime. In the morning it's shady, but then the sun hits it, and underneath this Pyrus Kawakami, it's fairly shady with dappled sun. So I chose plants that would tolerate those conditions. Also, my challenge was working with his planters, which are so spectacular. He made these himself. Thank you, Mel. Okay. And I didn't want to plant anything that would overpower them or grow to cover them up. Bye, Kev. Thank you. So therein lies my challenge. We are going to be bringing in California Gold 3/8, just the same as over in the Coral Reef. And we're going to do some more ribboning with the honey quartz rubble, and then I'm going to do a thinner line of the burgundy lava all the way through so that we've got continuity, you know, throughout the whole garden space. We still have to run irrigation, subterranean drip, and we've got to bury our low voltage lines for the lights. But yeah, I'm super happy with the progress today, and I know that you're all going to be blown away tomorrow when we do that, you know, second and third element with the layering of the rock. Thank you all so much also for your enthusiasm. This August is forever and always going to be a celebratory month for the Eubanks and for you and all of our family. It's Love is in the Garden month. And we do a limited release of those t-shirts that we brought out last year to celebrate Greg's recovery from his cardiac arrest. So we have a 2-year-old. Appreciate you going to the store and supporting us in that way as well. So, yeah. Hey, you. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Are you?
Thank you.
Good. How are you feeling?
Good.
Do you feel like a 2-year-old?
2-year-old?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I act like a 2-year-old.
You act like a 2-year-old. Greg's health is fantastic. He's pretty much back to normal, with the exception of not weighing as much. We've really dialed in our diet over the last couple of years, and we're both feeling a lot healthier. So, anywho, that's all I got today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. As I said, I'm excited to show you tomorrow. And in the meantime, get out there, get inspired, do something fantastic in your garden. This has been Laura Eubanks with Team DFS, reporting with the Coral Reef 2.0 in University City, California, with your succulent tip of the day. Bye, guys.